Go love your own enemies. Don't be loving mine. My enemies are the theocratic fascists. I don't love them. I want to destroy them.
Child made in the image of God. Oh no, you're not. You're a faggot. And you can't join your church and you can't go to heaven. This is disgraceful. It's inhuman.
I wanted to address a concern that somebody wrote me under my last video. The person's name is Rebel Waver. And he's talking about the state of denial that Hillary and Bernie are both in when it comes to Islam, and the fact that Trump is the only one who recognizes Islam as the threat it is to this country. I would agree with him. I think Hillary and Bernie are both completely out of touch. I think that Islam is a huge threat to this country. I also think Christianity is a huge threat to this country. I see every year, I see the religious right trying to get more and more of a hold on this country. Prayers before political meetings, in God we trust on police cars, trying to get public schools, religion back into public schools, and having the Good News Club attaching itself to public schools, whether atheist parents like it or not, just so they can expose children to the bullshit that's Christianity, the very negative message that is Christianity. I see, just in recent history, I see Christianity trying to take away the right for a certain group of people in this country to get married. I see Christianity trying to take away constantly, as long as I've been alive, there's been a constant attempt to try to take away a woman's right to have a say over her own body. That's what Christianity is constantly trying to do in this country. Make a woman, so during the 9 months that she is pregnant, not have any say over what happens to her physically. And I see Christianity now trying to control who can use what bathroom, and if, ooh, you don't look feminine enough or masculine enough, you can't get to use a public bathroom without the risk of being humiliated. This is all Christianity. This is all paranoia that is being created in this country by Christianity and by the GOP, by the Republican Party. Paranoia and fear. Fear. And what is the new target? What is the newest target? That would be Muslims. I don't like Islam. In my opinion, Islam is more of a threat than Christianity is. But there are things you can do that would hamstring both Christianity and Islam in this country without depriving a whole group of people of their rights or treating a whole group of people differently than everybody else. You know, for us people who know better, to do that is just to become just as bad as the people we criticize. I don't like Islam, but to say that all Muslims cannot do this or do that is to be just as bad as the countries I see in the Middle East that do that. I don't want to see America become another Middle East. And that is what I'm trying to say in my last video. Trump and his ilk are trying to make America another Middle East, where we gang up on one group of people or lump everybody into the same category and treat them differently as everybody else. This is what I'm against. I'm against Trump for this reason, because he is stirring up more fear, more paranoia, more hate, more intolerance toward a whole group of people. He is basically doing what the GOP has been doing all along, only he's doing it a lot more aggressively than all the white people in this country who've been stewing in their resentful hateful juices for the last 8 years about the fact that a black president has presided over them. They're out there, they're foaming at the mouth. They're like rabid dogs trying to get back at something. I mean, they're out of control, is what they are. I have never seen my country so turbulent in my entire life as it is now. All of a sudden we're hearing again about whites and blacks and this group over here and this group over here, and it's just like we're back in the 1960s again. And right in the middle of it all, we have Trump referring to black people as his African Americans. Excuse me? This is a man that wants to lead our country, and he would refer to a black person as his African American? How clueless is this person? And he refers to all Mexicans as being this. This is what all Mexicans are. This is what all women are. This is what all Muslims are. This is what we want from our leader. This is America. America, the melting pot where you have all these different cultures and different backgrounds and different beliefs come together and create something unique. That's America. You don't start saying it's all white here in America, it's all Christian here in America, and if you're not this, you can't be here. That is not what America's supposed to be. I'm sorry, I'm right up there. I'm right on board with Rebel Waver. I think Islam is a horrible cult. It's poison. It's oppressive. It causes nothing but pain. And don't even get me started. As he points out, I have plenty of videos that say what I think about Islam. But it's no worse than Christianity. Christianity is causing just as much harm in this country. Are we going to take all the Christians and get them out of the... I wish we could, honestly. But we can't, because this is America. And you don't do that here in America. What do you do instead? You take things seriously, like church separation of church and state. What do we do? Rather than discriminate against a whole group of people, or succumb to fear tactics of the GOP, we reinforce laws to restrict religion in this country, restrict Christianity in this country, restrict Islam in this country. Islam, Sharia law, I'm sorry, but no state, no city, no town, no village in this entire country should ever let Sharia law reign. There should be laws from border to border, shore to shore in the United States making Sharia law illegal. That is how you handle the problem that is Islam. Same way that you handle the problem that is Christianity that we are so ignoring right now. We're so busy worrying about Islam that we're ignoring the harm that Christianity is doing in this country, making it so that some people are fearful to use public bathrooms, making a whole group of people wonder if next year they're still going to be legally married, or are we going to have that law changed again and suddenly this wonderful happy marriage that we're in is going to go away. Or women, as long as I've been alive on this planet, every single time there's an election, oh my gosh, are women going to lose our rights over our own body? It's a constant threat for women because of religion, because of Christianity, because of Republicans and their Christian-infested mentality. All Trump is doing is fear-mongering. You know what fear does? Fear weakens us. That's what it does. It makes us weak. It makes us paranoid. It makes us intolerant and hateful. It divides us. It pits us against ourselves. That is what the terrorists want. That's exactly what they want, and that is why I'm saying that Trump is playing into their hands. He is making America weak. Yes, unfortunately, there are racists in this country. I didn't realize how many racists there still are in this country until the last year or so. It seems now that we're coming to the end of President Obama's second term, all of those racists out there are just foaming at the mouth, frustrated, wanting to get over and beyond this point in time where a black person has resided over them. It's a knee-jerk reaction to having a black person reside over them. Now suddenly we're going into this extremist view. We're back to the 1960s again, where we have black people afraid for their lives and white people walking around thinking they're, I don't know, superior. We've reverted. Whatever little progress we've made is going backwards. This mentality is festering in this country. We need to get beyond racism. This is the 21st century. What the fuck are we still thinking? What difference does it make what color of skin you have or where you're from? What the difference is, I'll tell you what the difference is religion. Religion is what divides us. Religion is what pits brother against brother and creates this attitude, us versus them. That's religion. And you need to hamstring it. You need to put laws up to stop it and keep it from having power in a country. Look at the world. Any country that is ruled by a religion, namely Islam. Look at the state of that country that it's in. Look at the kind of conditions that people in that country have to live with. Anytime religion gets to have too much control. That's what's happening in America. That's what we need to stop. That's the enemy. Not the Muslims, not the Christians. They're just poor people that have been led astray by lies. As long as they don't have the control, as long as we don't give them the control, as long as we don't become lenient and lazy, as long as we continue to stand by the laws that made this country great in the first place, namely separation of church and state, and make laws that keep the Republican Party secular, we need to stop looking at the religion of candidates running for president. Who cares what their religion is, as long as they can run the country well? That's the solution. Not pandering to fear-mongers like Trump. He's taking advantage of all the superstition and fear and paranoia that the GOP has been whipping up in this country, and all the resentment all the racist white people in this country have, and also black people. I'm sorry, racism exists across the board, but I do think it's unfairly bent toward black people, and it's time we moved beyond this thinking, this primitive barbaric thinking. What difference does it make how much pigment you have in your skin? Does not make some people more wonderful than other people. I just came across a video that George Takei made addressing Hispanic people in this country and warning them about the consequences of what will happen to this country if Donald Trump is elected. I wanted to end this video with his warning. I don't know how readable or legible the words are in this video because I videotaped my computer, and he's speaking in Spanish, but he issues a warning about history repeating itself and about the importance of us learning from our mistakes of the past. If we're ever going to evolve as a species, if we're ever going to crawl out of this barbaric hating each other for stupid reasons like skin color, we need to start learning from history and looking for different roads to take rather than the same ones lined with hate and intolerance and fear.
Soy George Takei. Estoy dirigiendo este mensaje a mis aficionados que hablan español y a sus amigos. Quiero dar un poco de perspectiva histórica y personal sobre cómo las palabras y los planes de Donald Trump pueden tener consecuencias muy reales y terribles. Cuando era niño pequeño, Los políticos utilizaron el miedo y el racismo contra las personas de ascendencia japonesa en este país. Nos acosaron simplemente porque nos parecíamos a las personas que bombardearon Pearl Harbor. Dijeron que todos éramos espías y saboteadores, que ninguno de nosotros podía ser confiable. Cuando Trump dice hoy que los mexicanos son violadores y traficantes de droga, es su manera de deshumanizar semejantemente a grupos enteros para que él pueda poner sus planes en marcha. En 1942, la histeria antijaponesa llevó a la reubicación forzosa de 120,000 de nosotros en la costa oeste. Todavía recuerdo el día que guardias armados marcharon hacia nuestra casa con sus bayonetas y nos ordenaron que salgamos de nuestro hogar. Recuerdo las lágrimas de mi madre mientras llevamos con nosotros solo lo que podíamos llevar, habiendo perdido todo por lo cual habíamos trabajado tan duro. El gobierno no estaba preparado para evacuar a tantos. Nos pusieron primero en un establo de caballos, en un hipódromo local. Después de 4 semanas, nos pasaron a un campo de internamiento, donde el alambre de púas y las guardias armados nos mantuvieron presos en nuestro propio país durante 4 años. Hoy, Trump quiere redondear a la fuerza a 100 veces el número de encarcelados en 1942. Él no explica cómo sucederá o cómo va a determinar quién puede quedarse y quién se debe ir. En ese entonces simplemente dijeron, un jab es un jab, y perdimos nuestros hogares y nuestra libertad. Aunque 2/3 de nosotros éramos ciudadanos de los Estados Unidos. Hoy, Trump dice a sus seguidores que un mexicano es un mexicano. Acusa al juez que preside su demanda de perjuicio simplemente porque su familia emigró de México. El juez Curiel nació en Indiana, pero esto no le importa a Trump. Él está jugando con los mismos temores y la misma ignorancia que ya llevaron una vez a este país a encarcelar a mi familia. Los latinos tienen el poder de detener a Trump, especialmente votando en grandes números en estados claves como Nevada, Colorado y Nuevo México. Sus números pueden poner incluso a estados como Arizona y Texas en contención. Donald Trump es un hombre peligroso, pero los votos de ustedes pueden asegurar que él nunca llegará al poder y que no se repetirá la historia. Sobre todo, es importante que usted se registre para votar si no lo ha hecho y que junto con todas las personas de buena conciencia vote rotundamente contra Trump en noviembre. Juntos podemos derrotarlo y lo vamos a derrotar.